If you think about buying Stellantis product, you might want to listen to this young lady's testimony. This is why I said, man, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Stellantis, period, got a long way to go, guys. Everybody always talking about putting the Hemi back in the Chargers and all these discounts. This is the stuff that they gotta improve on right here.
Listen, don't buy no Jeep Wrangler. This was a mistake. I'm sitting in one right now. I was on my way to take a road trip. Got my whole entire car, my whole entire Jeep packed up, and it starts vibrating and shaking and breaking down on the road. Mind you, I bought it brand new.
Brand new.
And it's going crazy on the highway. It's wobbling and the whole car is shaking. I bought this car, no miles on it. This same thing happened to me 2 months after I bought this car. When I went to go to take it to them, I said, what is going on? My car is brand new. I've only had it for 2 months, and it's shaking, rattling, and rolling. What's good?
See, this is the stuff I be talking about, guys. This is the stuff that Stellantis has to improve on. And this is something that's been going on for a long time, even when they was FCA.
When I get to the service department, they're like, what do you mean? What's going on? Explain it to me. So I'm like, it's shaking whenever I go over like a bump or something in the road. And then she's like, oh, yeah, the death wobble. Okay. So if there's a name for it, that already lets me know that this is a common issue. You already knew what the hell I was talking about before I started talking. And 3, why are y'all selling this car to people if you know that something's wrong with it?
Right.
So at that moment, I'm thinking, let me go ahead and give y'all car back, was the conversation I'm ready to have, and which is what I was telling her. She's like, no, it's just a common thing. You kind of fix it once, you know the corporate Aaron voice.
Now, see, this is the same thing I went through with my wide body Scat Pack. When they was having that clicking sound in the wheels, I took it to the dealership. And they say, yeah, it's just a known issue with the wide bodies. We'll call you when they got a fix for it. You know, I've never received a phone call about it. Luckily, it just kind of went away. But a lot of y'all know if you got a wide body, you got that clicking in the brakes. And I'm not sure exactly what that was. Like I said, I got rid of my wide body, so I don't know what the fix was for that. But that's the kind of stuff, that's how the customer service is when it comes to like Jeep, Ram, and Dodge. It's crazy.
It's just a common thing. It kind of happens once, and then we fix it, and like things are good. Things are not good because here we are literally a year, and it's doing the same thing. So then I go back to the service department, and I'm like, hey, I used her term. She gave me the term, the death wobble. Matter of fact, when I got there, I said, it's doing the death rattle. I'm from South Carolina, by way of Georgia, okay? So I say death. I haven't seen deaths, funerals, births happen. I'm death rattle. I know what a death rattle is. That happens before somebody dies. So I say death rattle. She's like, oh no, the death wobble.
Like it's cool.
Okay, I don't give a damn if it's the death wobble, rattle, shake, roll. You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Then she's like, oh, okay, yeah, all right. We can get you in January 10th at such and such time. I'm like, it's 2 days before.
See, that's the other thing. They act like it's not something serious. She just bought that car. They act like she's just a random person that just wandered in the dealership with an off-brand car or something. If somebody just bought a brand new vehicle and they having issues like this, you should immediately get them into service and get them taken care of. But not Stellantis. Their customer service is horrible, guys. Horrible.
For Christmas and I got a road trip to take. Right. You can't get me until January 10th? Of course you can't. You don't give a damn. You don't care. Right. And I know that this is going to happen again because this is the second time that this has happened. So since it is going to happen again, what happens when it happens again? Well, you're covered under 36,000 miles because of the warranty. So you're aware of it. It has a nickname. You knew this before I bought the car. Not only that, the nickname is called the death wobble. Hello. I'm sorry. I thought I was buying a safe vehicle for me and my daughter. Yeah, I don't know. At this point, it's a regretful buy. I had a Nissan 2 times in the past. Let me tell y'all something. Nissan ain't failed on me.
Now that's crazy that she rather have a Nissan instead of a Jeep. That just goes to show you, man. That's why I say we got to get past all this Tim Kniskis, all this nonsense. This is the stuff that they must improve on right here.
Yeah. The reason why I'm making this video is because I want to talk to the girl who's about to buy a Jeep Wrangler because you like Jeep Wranglers, because that was me a year ago. And let me tell you something, worst purchase I've ever made. Nobody warned me. When I did my research before I bought this car, I read everything I was supposed to read. It ain't say nothing about no death wobble. I feel scammed out of my money. I had PTSD. Okay, you know what this triggered in me? This triggered in me back when I used to drive a Chevy Cruze, and it was old, and it was breaking down at the light. And all that I kept telling myself was, yo, I'm going to make enough money to save up enough money, and I'm going to get a brand new car. And I did that. I did my part. I worked so hard to get to a point where I built my credit up, and I had the money to buy the car that I wanted, and I chose the Jeep Wrangler, and you did me dirty.
And let you down. Terrible, man. Terrible.
Okay, if you're interested in knowing what happened with the Jeep, I'm still in.
All right, so this right here is a second video. I believe this is a second video. I hope I got them in order. But anyway, this is kind of a follow-up to what happened after she actually talked to Jeep. After this video went viral, they finally decided to try to do something. But just listen what happened, guys.
So this is what I want you to gather from the entire situation. This is really what happened. I haven't had a chance to make a video because I was moving out of my salon, moving out of my place, moving the next day. I don't have time to. So just know that this is really, like, I never made that video for, like, clout, never made it to go viral, none of that. I'm just giving you my experience. That way you can decide what you want to do should you ever decide that maybe you're thinking about getting a Jeep, so that you know what to expect. All right, so after I made that video, Jeep actually reached out to me. This had been after I had been trying to reach out to them. I developed a couple of cases with them, and they just were not responding back to me, or they would respond back to me on a day that I was working, and then the number I wasn't able to call back that number, all types of things, right? So anyway, they reached out to me. Okay, so when they finally got in contact with me, they said, hey, look, we want to try to make it right. We're going to buy. Are you interested in getting the car bought back or getting a brand new Jeep? And I'm like, yeah, I didn't even know that was an option, but sure. So then they say, well, hey, could you come bring the car in so that we can, like, run a diagnostic test and do our own type of looking at the car, our own inspection? And I'm not going to hold you. When they started talking like that, I was like, this is way too familiar from the situation that I was in from the beginning, which is you guys looking at my car and then you'll fix it. And then I'll get in the car, drive off, and something's wrong with it. Or 2 months later and something's wrong with it. So I was very upset about that. But I was like, whatever. Maybe they're just going through the process. So I take my car in. It stays there for about a week and a half. And then they call me back. Matter of fact, they don't call me back. The dealership calls me back, and they're like, hey, nothing's wrong with your car. You can come and get it.
I had a similar situation like this. I had a 2012 Chrysler 300 back in the day. 2012, when they first came out, I had a problem with the airbag. And they had my car for like almost a week and a half. So I called them and was like, what's up with my car? Nobody had checked on it. Nobody had an update for me. And they had my car for about a week. So if you don't check on your vehicle, CDJR will have your car just sitting in the lot with nobody even caring about updating you on what's going on. So you definitely have to check on your car when you put it in the shop at the dealership.
Story, because this has been a couple months since this happened, and I'm not that emotionally attached to it anymore. Like, it is what it is, okay?
That's crazy.
So they did not buy back the car. They did not offer me a new one anymore. They said nothing was wrong. Keep in mind, I keep track of all my receipts, down to the oil change, everything, because I try to do the right thing, okay? Like, I'm not a mechanic. For all you mechanics out there who buy Jeeps and you know how to fix it and you know how to do everything, good for you. And your Stockholm Syndrome, I just was buying a car that I thought was reliable, and it's not. So what I gathered from this situation is that I'm obviously stuck in the car unless I want to sell it and kind of be in a little bit of negative equity, or sell it to someone personally and maybe they can buy off that equity or whatever. I don't know, but this is my car now, and this is the issues that I have to deal with from now on. But what I want to say to people who are thinking about getting a Jeep, understand that I'm somebody who had a viral video. 12 million views is a lot of views to get from a video. That's really viral. And if this is my experience and they still were unwilling to try to make it right for me, not saying that I'm anybody special, I'm just saying the video went viral. And so for them to not try to correct the situation, considering the proof is there, the evidence is there, I'm not lying, everything is true. If they're not going to make it right for me, if they're going to pretend that they don't understand what the death wobble is, if they're going to not take that serious, just imagine what's going to happen to you.
Exactly.
So, with that being...
See, that's the thing, guys. They act like they have no connection to social media. Or they'll keep posting, just like, for instance, they got this EV charger, right? And they still posting pictures of the old Hellcat. It's like their social media people are connected to reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, this girl had a 12 million view video talking about this issue, and they still didn't correct it. Under the comments of certain people's videos talking about they can't wait for a 40% discount, they want a Wrangler.
They said you can, buy into the Jeep brand. I myself would never recommend this Jeep or any Jeep brand to anybody for any reason. That's just my experience. And so all of the hundreds of people that DM'd me or left a message and said that this is their experience as well, to the people that I met randomly in places who just struck up a conversation to have a conversation with me about Jeep, just know that you're not alone. Apparently this is a normal thing that happens a lot of times to these cars. For a minute,
and that's the crazy part. She's not the only person. Like she said, it's a bunch of people having the same issues, and they still won't correct it. It's unbelievable. Lexus would never do that. You know what I'm saying? Toyota would never do that. So until Stellantis can up their customer service and up their, the quality, and come on, man, you can't have customers out here feeling like this. I have never met a Toyota person talk like this. Never once in my life. But they want to charge $80,000, $60,000, $100,000 for the Grand Wagoneer. And people having issues like this, and they will not correct it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not on here to hate on them, but this is coming from somebody who's actually going through this. So I just want to keep it real, but this is a regular person just like us having issues with this brand. So I like to give y'all the good and the bad.
I thought that I was crazy, but like I said in a previous video, I had decided to switch my major to a business degree. And so what I've been learning in these classes is that what they're doing is just absolutely wrong. Right. But not only that, just from a brand perspective, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me why they would not be willing to address the issue and correct it. But I think Jeep is going through something else on the back end, obviously, with the making of their cars. I think this car being a hybrid car is new. And so that's why you're going to have like electrical issues and all.
And this goes back to, like I said, some of my old videos. They were starting to use really poor quality parts for these cars. Because when Tavares got hired, he wanted to keep everything in-house. So they were using cheap parts. They were sourcing their parts from a cheap supplier because they didn't want to spend the money on quality parts for these vehicles. And that's why you got people having issues like this. She had a brand new Jeep and had this issue. It's crazy, man.
All these other issues, but that has nothing to do with the death wobble. That, I can't believe that they're still selling this car, knowing that that's what's wrong with it, and I'm not even willing to try to figure out why. It is what it is, and I will never buy from them again, and I would definitely recommend going with something more reliable. From what I hear, the 4Runners, a Toyota and a Honda is the lane that you need to stick in, and Nissans too, that you need to stick in when it comes to good, reliable cars, and that would be my advice. Good luck to you and your journey. Would not recommend, and I'm glad for all the people who decided, hey, they'll text like, hey, I was in the Jeep parking lot about to buy the car and I saw your video and I went home. Good for you, sis, because you don't have to go through what I'm going through. Okay? And I'm glad to all the people that I could help who decided not to get a Jeep. And I'm going to get back to my hair videos because that's what I do best. I also forgot to mention that I did end up hiring a lawyer who could help me with the lemon law. And that's what I would suggest to anybody. Like, if you learned anything from my story, it's just that when this happened after I bought the car after 2 months, I should have took it back to their lot and gave it back to them. And that's what I would suggest to you. If you just bought one and you're starting to have issues with your car, take it back, okay? Before it gains negative equity, before they can say you went over the mileage, before they can say anything about anything,
they will lie.
Take it back. They understand what's going on with their cars. Hire you a lawyer so that you don't have to go through what I went through, and good luck to you.
And there it is, guys. That's the real deal. And it's terrible because this speaks about the dealership she bought her vehicle from. You would think they would go to bat for her. She bought a brand new Jeep from them. And they not even willing to make the extra calls and go the extra mile to make this right for her. Brand spanking new. She had to go above and beyond in order to get help. She had to hire a lawyer. She had to call the customer service line. But I ain't gonna talk y'all to death, man. Y'all got it right there. If you're new to my channel, man, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one.